Today's video is sponsored by the team over at 𝗟icimarketplace.com. With crypto mining hardware prices dropping, it's critical to find an online store you can trust with your ASIC purchases. The team at 𝗟icimarketplace.com has you covered with some of the most competitive pricing on the market. No matter what brand you're looking for, ASIC Marketplace has it. To name just a few: Bitmain, Goldshell, WhatsMiner, IB-Link, 𝗖𝗹𝘆𝗽, Jazzminer, and many more. There are no surprises with ASIC Marketplace. The price listed on their website includes shipping. Imagine that. Finally, ASIC Marketplace takes the buying experience to the next level by accepting cryptocurrency as payment directly on their store. Go check out ASIC Marketplace today via the link in this video's description down below, as well as save $50 at checkout with the discount code 𝗔𝗽𝗏𝗏𝗏. What's going on, miners, and welcome back to the Hobbyist Miner channel. Well, our crypto mining room. Oh my gosh, I think I spent 12 months working on this thing. If you guys have followed the channel, if you guys could go back, you can actually see February 15th, 2021, my first video. This was entirely unfinished, the whole basement. And over that year, I actually decided to kick off a project of renovating it myself. I'm not a super huge handyman, you'll see that today. And we turned this into this, I don't know what we were thinking. We were thinking like a grow tent, but in a room. And in theory, you think it would work out awesome, right? But a lot of things you don't consider. The room's not perfectly sealed. So it's not like air gap set up, which means 100, 120 degrees or more seeps up into my house. Oh my gosh, it was a nightmare. My wife was so unhappy. My kids were, the AC wasn't working right. I had AC vents sweating. I actually ended up replacing my entire AC unit. This room was one massive $5,000 mistake. That's what it costs to do all the stuff in here, hardware. Oh my word, absolute nightmare. Electrical. But anyways, let me show you the room. If you guys are brand new to the channel and you guys haven't seen this room before, I'm sorry, I'm gonna stop spinning. But let me show you the room and talk about it a little bit. You saw all the crap we had in here, all the mining equipment just kind of sitting in here for storage, and then we'll get into our plans for the rest of this room. All right, so this room has actually gone through quite a number of different evolutions, but let me show you everything in here. So the whole plan behind this room was boatloads of electric, 1, 2, 3 different 30 amp 240 volts. We actually snagged this PDU, and here's one here. This one's actually active and on right now. It's running QNAP and a VM server, Hyper-V host, and then we have another one here which is off. So we had 3 of those. And then let's talk about airflow. Well, we have a controller here and here. I'll show you what's inside. We have another controller there and there. And those controllers we're managing, I'll show you. Mad scientist right here. So these are 2 AC Infinity 8-inch inline fans. Insane. Absolutely insane. And 2 of those went to this guy right here. And then 1 went up. Look, we got some water damage came in through those ducts. So here, we have an exhaust. Actually, let's find number 1. Where's number 1? We'll start there. Here it is, right here. All right, so we got number 1 here. So this here was, from what I recall, that we had an exhaust vent there, or we could flip it to intake. So number 1 was here, and number 1 was there. So we both had those on the same setup here. And then we had, see how I did like a number 1 on the side? Because it handles 2 fans. These are the older controllers from AC Infinity. Then number 2, which was number 2 right there and right there. So those were both exhaust. It would suck the air out of the room. I thought these would work so much better than they do. And then over here, number 3, which was down here at the floor. Oh, forgot to grab that. And so that was an intake, sucked in air from outside. Number 3, another intake. And check it out. We got 2 more in here. Oh my word, I have so much stuff. And then number 4 up there, and a number 4 up there. So when I built this room, it went through so many different phases with airflow. And I made so many mistakes with it that I learned not to do when I did my crypto mining shed. The shed was a direct result of this room not working. Now, this room would work with significantly less miners. Once I started to get, I don't know, almost 100 GPUs, this room was just way too hot and things didn't work out very well. All right, so sorry about that. Phone call interrupted. So, yes, airflow. This room worked for a little while, but then I had too much heat in here and not enough exhaust. In addition to that, look at the layout. It's so weird. Like intakes, let's say you had intake here, here, there, and there. So at waist level, you had cool air or outside air coming in. And then up top, you had exhaust there, there, and there, and there. So 4 and 4. But the downside is like what I learned, especially when I got to my shed too, was like you need intake to come in one wall, flow through, and then exhaust to come out the other wall. And these are just all over the place. I overlooked it when I was figuring out the whole basement. In addition to that, in the mining room, Ethernet everywhere. I just put jacks everywhere I could, so I didn't have to worry about them. So that's what's actually wired up here. Patch panel, switch is running up there. Runs great. It's an older HP Pro Curve. And then I got these fire extinguisher balls in here. Smoke alarm, another fire extinguisher ball. And this smoke alarm is tied into the other smoke alarms in the house. So what do we do now? Well, this room was so much work, so much effort. Some blood in this room. Frustration, absolutely. But what are we going to do now? So I want to take this room and I want to convert it back to a normal closet. The best we can. I mean, to an exception. There's only so much we can do. Reason being is, first, I'm not using this room. Second, there is some airflow that still comes in from the outside. Third, we have some water coming in from the outside, from the ducts that are outside coming in. They're just not sealed perfectly, and as you can see, they're starting to ruin some of the drops in here. Who knows what some of my insulation looks like up there. So let's go ahead and jump outside, and I'll show you guys what this looks like from the outside. All right, so let's take a look at the damage on this side of the house. Not really damage. So, man, it's been a while since I've actually shown these off. So we have a few different types of vents here. We have 1, 2, 3 of this type, which is kind of, you can see the way the vent is, and then look, this actually pops off. Look at that falling right out. Man, but I created this like guard. So I went ahead, this is actually saran wrap is what it is. Covered it, and then I went ahead and put it in this slot here, and then I covered it with the vents here to try to stop airflow as well as water. Then I had these other vents here, which these I think were set up as intake vents, and then these as exhaust, so they would open up. I did the same thing on these. There's actually another one right there. And then, man, sorry, this plant has grown a ton. Back in here is a circular one that I actually put a piece of sticky vinyl over, which was a little bit easier. And it's really hard to see back in there. There's another one of those vented ones and another circular one back in there. So I made the massive mistake. And by the way, Chump Change loves this like gas setup here. I think I have to have somebody come in and fix and clean this up. But anyways, this is what I need to get rid of. All right, once I get rid of these, it's going to be an absolute mess. But we're going to have to do it, is like take these off and we're going to have to fill these holes and then have somebody out to repair the siding, figure out what we can do here. Anybody have any recommendations? Like, what's the best way to go about doing this? Oh, so much time and effort put into this, but it is best to remove this. I'll show you inside some more where there was actually, so there's some water damage coming in. Some of these have leaked or moisture or airflow, so I do need to get this corrected. So let's jump back inside and I'll show you more what's going on in there. All right, so what's next? So I'm gonna take down the drop ceiling the best I can. It's gonna be, I shouldn't say the best I can. We'll be able to take it down. The LED lights will unhook pretty easy. I'm gonna start gutting some of the ductwork out of here. And we have loads. I mean, I wanna take all of these out and gut this entirely. Look, we even put like little outlets in here. Crazy, crazy, crazy for those inline fans. So yeah, so lots of work ahead. I'll see you guys possibly on the other side. That's not good. Damn it. So I just went ahead, I had a zip tie holding this pipe up there, like making it more parallel as the air came in, and I cut the zip tie, so I pulled the duct down. Well, look what all came with it. Now thankfully the floor's laminate, it's drywall, it's painted stuff, so I can clean this up, dry it off, which is good. But man, I kind of know where some of my leaks have been coming from. You know, these, look at that, I got one over there. That's dry, and we'll see once I get over there. But man, oh. Whew. So we're gonna sit here and ponder our decisions. Oh man. So as I'm tearing this apart, my wife's kind of laughing at me, and she, you know, that look that wives give like that told you so, you know. And yeah, I just finished, probably spent about 3 hours gutting this room with the ducts, the vents, the fans. I mean, this stuff took me days and days and days, and it's crazy how quickly things come apart versus how long it took to put together. I'm a mess. Oh my god. But yeah, I mean, I was talking to somebody in Discord about this too, and it's like, you know, trying to look at the bright side of it, and it's like, I'm so glad that you guys, I was able to video a lot of this originally when I was building it out, and now today even, you know, I'll admit 100%, first guy to admit, like, when I make my mistakes, this was one of those mistakes, but at the same time it was also a massive learning experience. Ton of money, cost a lot of money. You know, it was during the bull run, so $5 grand to continue mining seemed like a drop in the bucket when we were mining Ethereum and doing really well profitability through the roof per day. But yeah, I mean, I'm trying to look at the bright side of all of this. And just like as I'm going through it, and it's like, man, all these mistakes, and I look back now and I'm like, gosh, why did I do it this way? And it was really just a learning experience. I mean, there was no YouTube channel to watch that was going to be like, here's how to build a mining room in your basement, or, you know, the best way to mine in your garage, or, you know, building a crypto mining shed. I mean, I think the only guy I know that ever built a crypto mining shed last bull run was really, at that time, who was recording it on YouTube, who I was aware of, was HashRaptor. And, you know, even his setup wasn't perfect. And so, yeah, this just, as I'm tearing this place apart and looking at everything, and, you know, every time I look at something, like, oh my gosh, it cost so much money, or how much work this was, I'm trying to look at the bright side and go, all right, if this helps one person to go, I'm not going to try to build a mining room in my basement. I'm going to go ahead and, you know, I'm going to build a shed. I mean, that literally, as I'm doing this, I'm like, oh my God, I'm so glad I decided to build a crypto mining shed. Why didn't I, like, I look at this and I'm like, man, the amount of money and time and effort I put into this, I mean, I could have built a second shed right in my backyard for the amount of money this cost. It amazes me, absolutely amazes me. Anyways, let me go ahead and flip around the camera here and show you guys how we made out, and we'll go from there. So thanks for sitting by with my rant. All right, let's take a look. Look at all this. Now this is not cleaned up. Oh my word, look at this mess. I mean, literally, there's 8-inch AC Infinity inline fans. That's what you have there. These are actually all the Some of these don't. Some of these have the reducer still on them and the tape. I got to clean all of these up. I'm going to clean everything that you see here. I mean, there's so. Look at all these hose clamps. Unbelievable. Insane. You might be asking, like, what am I going to do with these? I'm probably actually going to sell all this stuff. So, if you guys aren't familiar, on my Discord, there is a channel called Hobbyist Yard Sale. I'm going to get all these cleaned up, and that's where I list any of my stuff that I'm parting out or getting rid of. There's some GPUs over there, ASICs, motherboards, Ryzen motherboards, power supplies, and there'll be some inline fans there soon enough. So let's take a look together, shall we? So, a lot of the tiles took out that were damaged. They'll get thrown out. I'll put new ones in. You can see the ductwork hanging down. I ripped out all the other ductwork here. Like, look, the ductwork that was right here. That got ripped out entirely. There's one down there, one up there. I ripped everything, took everything out. I mean, this is completely out. There's that one there that I need to pull up and fully out there. Taking a look over, moving over. Pulled all of these up out of the wall. You can see here. This one's empty too. These are gone. I think what I'm going to do is take off the receptacles and just put a blank plate in there. And tie everything together, remove the receptacles entirely just to be safe. This is where we're at there. Pulled all of these out. Didn't run into any other water, which is awesome. There's another hole there. Another hole there. Took out the big ducts in here. You can see some of our Ethernet. All of our Ethernet's piped all the way over into our rack over here. So, got all of that done. I am going to take these massive panels out, remove those entirely. I'm going to remove that one, remove that one. This one I'm going to leave. I don't know if I can get in here. No, I can't. That's where my water line is in there for my house. The sewer runs out of the house there. But then the question is, and I decided to leave this one because I used this one, but I removed the other ones there. Those are, the breakers are off, but that's sitting there, and that one's there. So, some of my thoughts here. My wife was like, well, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? So, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to gut all this stuff out of here. And I am not good at drywall. But I think I'm going to have someone come in and say, hey, I mean, I still got to do this stuff up here separate. But I'm going to say, hey, with all these holes in here and everything, what do you think I should do? Like, can you come in here and patch everything and drywall the spots, or are they going to say, I'm just going to rip out the drywall and put brand new drywall in? I don't know. You guys might know. If you guys are well more handy than I am, leave a comment down below. Let me know your recommendation. You know, it'll be like patching these holes here, patching this whole thing here. I mean, this will have to get, I'll have to frame this here. Oh, no, that should be okay. But have to do that there. The holes there. I'm going to have someone come in. I want someone to like do this nice and clean, maybe put a piece of trim around it, clean it up, make it look nice. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. This is where it's going to be one hell of a headache. I don't know. I might have a contractor come out because I can pull these out, right? And pull these out on the outside of my house. But then I have 8 massive holes in my house. And it's like, where do I go to repair that? Because on the side of the house, like, it's, you know, you take off the siding and there's wood like that thick on the outside of the house there. You can almost see, let me go up there, I can show you. There's not a lot of room. Look, there's the cement wall. That's why I went with the 6-inch cement wall. Look at that gap. That's why these are 6-inch. There's a small gap going to the wall there, and then right on the outside. Can you look inside and see? Not really. But yes. So that's going to be a massive project all by itself. So yeah, that's it, guys. That's it for today. Sorry I rambled all a ton. I'm just, man, a lot of mistakes recently, a lot of mistake videos I'm making, but hopefully you guys have learned along the way. Last thing I'll leave you with, do not try to build a room like this in your own house. Just take the money, the time, the effort, build a shed. All right, I'm out. You guys have a good one. Don't forget to go over to the Discord channel. Check out the Hobbyist Miner yard sale. If you guys enjoyed this video of my ramblings and mistakes, give it one of these, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care.